This world ain't fair, and don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. We solemnly swear, it's in the air, drama popping everywhere. It's no love, ain't no feelings to spare. We solemnly swear to keep it 100. We solemnly swear to keep it 100. So have a seat, strap up, and let's go. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
I ain't felt right since my physical.
Oh, the booty hole check.
It was traumatic. This man made me like go like I made huffing noises like it.
I thought that's what you usually do when you be getting dick.
Man, this is different. This shit was. I don't know if he didn't cut his nail or something. That was uncomfortable.
I can imagine.
Man,
You say you felt his watch, his wristwatch?
I thought it was his watch. I was like, I looked around. I thought I felt the ring. I didn't see no ring on his hand. I said, that must have been his watch. That man was in there deep. God damn.
But did you have an orgasm though?
No.
He got the massage, the prostate.
That motherfucker kissed the back of my neck. That was it. That shit was terrible.
Oh.
But
That's some goddamn Barack Obama / Wayne Brady shit.
God damn. But you know what was really funny though? So my son goes to a pediatrician. And this year I said, nah, you're too old. You need to go see a regular doctor. So we're in the waiting room. It's like, are y'all here to see Dr. Mata? Dr. Mata's my good friend and my family doctor.
Is he in Sugarland?
Sugarland, of course.
My kids used to go to that doctor.
Henry Mata, great guy.
Yeah.
Dr. Mata.
So y'all here to see Dr. Mata? You know, he's like, yeah, we're both here for physicals. And my son kind of clicks and he's like, hold on. Some man is going to do a physical on me? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I don't want no man touching me. I don't want no man, doing a hernia test on me. So they don't care. They see that crap all day. They don't, it's nothing.
Right, they're doctors.
So we go in. We go in for a checkup. They start, doing his little physical deal, and they get to the hernia part. So I stand up, turn around, give my back to them so they can do the check. So like, hey, Elijah, turn to the side, cough, whatever. So then, all right, all done, everything good. So I turn around and look at my son all jacked up, and I'm like, you let a man touch you down there?
Oh my God.
I was like, man, I knew you had those tendencies. And he looked at me all crazy. The doctor, Mata, looked at me all crazy, and we started laughing. And my son was so embarrassed and mad. I was like, I just can't believe you let some man touch you like that down there.
And what if he would have told you, but you let somebody stick you in your butt?
He didn't know that, goddammit. He didn't know that. He saw me walking out kind of funny, but he didn't know what had happened. You know what I'm saying?
You was walking funny.
Oh, he violated me. I felt like calling the cops on that motherfucker. Anyways, what else is up?
Well, nothing much for me. I've been on social media, watching people at the Houston Reggae Fest. And they was getting it too.
Ain't nobody care about no reggae fest.
Why not?
Too many damn black people.
You don't like reggae?
I don't like that many black people. That's the problem.
What about reggae though?
No, I don't like reggae. Reggae doesn't sound good to me.
You say you like soca?
What the fuck is that?
I don't know, but fuck that reggae. Drop the beat. You don't like this, man?
Let me hear it.
Oh man, come on. This is beautiful music, man.
Nah, this makes me...
Hey, all right, well, this makes me want to bring the show in. Now, look, we are back at the round table.
This is that
Lab 7 Studios.
This is that Stella got her groove back shit. I don't like that shit.
That's why I like it. I'm about the right age, too.
Jesus Christ. Okay, look, everybody out there listening, hello, how y'all doing?
Hey.
This is the We Solemnly Swear podcast / show. We are back at the motherfucking round table. Hello.
In full effect, baby.
Yes, we are in full effect, jamming to some reggae today. We got Eliseo in the motherfucking house. Hello, Eliseo.
What's up, fellas, ladies?
We got Miss Queen Kritina in the motherfucking house. Hello, Queen Kritina. We got my main man, D. Francis, the man, the myth, the legend, D. Francis in the motherfucking house. Let me get him one.
That boy got that white t-shirt out here like he in the hood.
I am.
Right. I had a joke. I am the one and only Mr. Luke, live in full effect, and welcome back to the We Solemnly Swear podcast. Everybody.
Welcome.
That's right.
That old bullshit.
He got it figured out.
Yeah.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
Hey, man, doing what I do. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
All right. So aside from some people at the table getting fingers stuck up their rectum,
Damn.
how
You don't have to make it sound dirty.
how's everybody else doing? I'm pretty sure.
My rectum's fine and it's clean. Thank you.
I'm sure it's not fine. It probably needs stitches from your weekend, but
That's the one with the loose booty.
it's loose now. Shit.
All right. So y'all just really want to start
No.
taking shots at each other. Huh?
No. How's your weekend, Mr. Luke? I saw your girl was grilling for you yesterday. You were by the pool, G-stringed out. I saw you looking good.
I'm not gonna dignify that. No, but we had a good time. You know, birthday week.
Whoop whoop.
He getting old. You looking old, babe.
Nigga, I am old.
Jesus.
But hey, it's your birthday week too, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Mine's on Friday. Yours is on Wednesday.
Yeah, it is on Wednesday. Salute to us. Let's get a round of applause
Them
for us for our
Leos,
birthdays.
baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Them Leos is something else.
The asshole week.
The twins.
Leos are assholes, though.
The asshole week.
All right, so I don't really know what's going on in the news this week. I hadn't really been paying too much attention. But first of all, we were on TV last week. How'd that go?
Oh, man, I look good. That's the important thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You saw the pack of weenies in the back of my head the whole time. That was the only... My wife's like, man, you see that big old fat roll in the back of your head. I was like, oh, you don't have to call me out like that. What? It was back there. It's tough.
All right.
The pack of weenies for the loose booty.
Right. What about the actual just being on camera?
It was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good show. I thought it went well. My wife's looking for you though after that dirty house comment.
After those couple dirty house comments.
Yeah, she's
Look.
fucking you up on site. Just understand this.
Hey, Sonny, I'm at the studio.
Oh,
pull up, baby.
Oh, here we go.
Man,
All right.
she's
Now,
from Stafford. She don't fuck around.
all right.
Not even on the map.
Oh man, Stafford, y'all hear that? Boy.
They're really not on the map, though. Let's just be clear. Stafford, I'm from Stafford, nigga.
They would be like, where?
Y'all some haters. Well,
I mean, but, to be fair, Mo City was like that at one point. It wasn't Mo City. It was Missouri City.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, I'm from Missouri City.
I never heard of Missouri
Like,
City.
all day, every day.
Where's that at? Is that somewhere close to you?
Right where you at right the hell now?
Oh, shit. Thought we were in Stafford still. Shit.
You didn't think that.
All right. So I don't know. I had a good time last week. I really enjoyed the TV studio setup, which we are going to return. Look, we are taking, what we say, just a little break for our birthdays.
A little chaotic week, so we just didn't have time to get everything set up, but it will be back when we come back for our, third season?
Third season. We ended season 2. Season 2 is coming to a close. Season 2 was phenomenal. We had a great season 2, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did. We had some great additions to the show. One of the greatest additions, and I can definitely say, was somebody who I really, I don't think that we can go forward without.
Will Judy from last week?
Absolutely. Will Judy. Shout out
Thank
to
you,
Will Judy.
Man.
Shout out to
You know what I'm saying? Will,
No, that would be Queen Kritina.
Oh, shit. I forgot she was on the goddamn show.
All right.
You didn't forget me.
All right. So I guess let's just get to the pod, lady and gentlemen. If you can, put your right hands up. We'll swear in. Sir, Mr. Eliseo, Booty Man.
Mr. Rope Shaker.
Rump Shaker. All right. Solemnly swear. L. Rump Shaker. You solemnly swear, sir, to keep it 100.
Bumble Clock Man. Yes, sir. 100.
Queen Kritina, ma'am, do you solemnly swear to keep it 100?
100.
My main man, Mr. D. Francis, do you solemnly swear that the Saints are trash?
I know I swear.
What?
Do you solemnly swear to keep it 100, sir?
Why D.
100.
Francis got his church fingers up?
got that finger up like he's trying to move in the aisle.
Mr. Luke, are you keeping it 100 for the people out there?
Oh, man, absolutely 100, baby. All right, man, this podcast is now in session. All right. Let's get to it, man. So when we were podding last week, something was happening while as soon as we got off the air, I was looking at my phone and all of a sudden I was seeing this shit, something going on in Alabama. What is this about? And apparently there was some big brawl going on in Alabama. Black people were celebrating left and right.
The Black Avengers formed out there?
Man, I saw the memes.
The memes are legendary.
Listen, so the event took place in Alabama, where I guess like some what was the black guy? I guess he was like he worked there.
He was a dock worker asking these 6 people to move their little pontoon boat because
the
county boat or the boat that goes on these tours come back and needed a park where these
and that's
people
where
were
it parked, and they were parked in the wrong spot.
Right. So he's like,
Yeah.
hey, can y'all please move because this boat needs to move? And these 6 people proceeded to attack this man. I think it was 4 men, 2 women, or 3 and 3, something like that.
Okay, so I'm watching this video, and mind you, we had just got done recording last week, so we just missed this shit because that would have been awesome for us to talk about that while it was happening. But I watched the video, and I see this black man being approached by these white dudes. Cat threw his hat up in the air.
The hat in the air was funny.
That shit was.
Hey, that's the
single.
That's the new hootie hoo.
Listen, I saw that shit. First thing I thought about it. The last time I seen a nigga flip his hat was the Bobby Shmurda. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all remember that shit? So he did the Bobby Shmurda. Hold on, he did the Bobby Shmurda. And then all of a sudden, you see all these white folks come and start jumping on him, right?
Right.
How they say with the little 5 minutes late, 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
You see niggas coming from every fucking walk along.
All out the water.
You see niggas swimming, coming through the water.
That boy talking about Aquaman.
Aquaman. And
he was 16 years old.
16 years old, went in there, started fucking, and he skipped over there to whoop that boy's ass.
So, man, basically, they got busy on them folks. It wasn't pretty.
The chair, though, was legendary.
They was throwing motherfuckers in the water. Like this, it was so.
But who walks with a chair, though? Like, what? Like, if I'm fighting somebody, the last thing I'm thinking about, let me walk with this chair from all the way here to beat the fuck out of somebody with a chair.
But the chair probably was on the dock, like, you could wait before you got on the boat to sit down and wait.
Yeah, probably.
But they was whooping them white people asses.
Yeah, so black, I was going to say black Twitter, but no, black social media just went into a frenzy posting about this event. It became more of a thing where people were talking about like unity and coming together, and that's how you do it, blah, blah, blah. So it turned into a big thing. Now, we ain't got to go into it because we've all seen it all week long. And it's been over a week now since the thing has happened. So we ain't gonna stay on it too long. But your initial thoughts when you saw it, Eliseo, what did you think?
I mean, they deserved it. I mean, it actually put a smile to my face. I'm sure it put a smile to a bunch of, black people's face because they did deserve that ass whooping. Them boys thought that they were going to get away with jumping somebody, and they flipped the script on them. So I thought it was cool. I mean, motherfuckers act like it was Independence Day,
right. Like,
that's what I thought was kind of funny, but I enjoyed the video and I enjoyed, them seeing get their ass whooped.
So you being not black, do you understand the cultural, I guess, significance of something like that, where so many people are like really like propping this event up as if it's like you said, you would have thought it was like Independence Day or something, right? The way it was being celebrated.
I get it. I mean, because they sometimes feel like white people sometimes, I guess people as police officers or people in power sometimes do take advantage and misuse their force onto the black community.
Yeah.
And in this turn, the black community fought back and kind of whooped on these white folks that obviously were exercising their privilege. And that's exactly what they were doing. They were exercising their privilege that some people think that doesn't exist, but it obviously does exist. And they fucked around and found out the wrong way that there's consequences to your actions.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. Anything else, Kritina? You want to add anything?
Nope. Because I don't really have per se no feelings about it. It was quite entertaining to watch the video with or without audio.
What about the memes?
And the memes, legendary to me.
Memes are legendary.
But the act itself, I get it. I don't necessarily condone violence, but I'm like, they was whooping on this man. He could have died, easily. Before people came to help him, because if you're watching the video, depending on which angle you saw the video, there's people, the dock kind of went zigzag up, and it was people watching the whole altercation that did nothing. They were just literally just watching and recording. even like, the people on the boat couldn't do anything, but to see this happen, it was like cringeworthy.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that people were there to help, because he could have lost his life. Like that family, because they were a family of white people that was whooping on him.
I mean, just think about it. If they knock him unconscious and throw him in the water, that's a dead man. You know what I'm saying?
So what did you think about the chair?
After the fact, it was kind of like over. It was funny to watch in the sense like he was just fucking tired. And they said that the lady was down there still talking shit, even though she was out of the fight, like they were trying to calm down.
WWE style. Pow!
Yeah, but he was the only person really charged so far.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people.
I mean, other than the people who started the fight, the white people.
Seeing a lot of people celebrating the chair, right?
They're selling earrings for the chair, T-shirts with the chair, everything.
So how many people did he hit with the chair?
I think 2, right? That lady and somebody else.
So I just saw the lady. I didn't see anybody else.
I saw somebody else prior to them showing the lady in the video.
So we cool with that? Just going forward? That's cool? Hitting the lady with the chair?
See, the reason I think it's acceptable is because she was in the mix. She was throwing punches. When that guy was by himself, she was part of the people hitting that dude.
Right.
So if you're out there throwing, don't be surprised if you get hit.
No. So don't be surprised is one thing, but right is another thing, right?
I think it's right. She's saying she don't condone violence. I think violence fixes things. I mean,
no, I feel like that. Absolutely.
I believe motherfuckers.
Y'all, if there's one thing motherfuckers look here though, I believe in violence.
I believe like motherfuckers are acting up, and there's consequences to you acting up. I bet you'll stop acting up once that ass whooping happens.
I'm only asking.
I definitely believe there's consequences to your actions. Like once you do something and put something out there, you can't control what happens after that. You can't control it. Right, wrong, indifferent. You've already put that energy out there. She definitely put that energy out there, and she fucked around and found out that was not the right energy.
Why we don't have this energy when women just in our culture do fucked up shit and then they get fucked up results violently? Like say a chick, talking shit to a dude, put her hands out on his face, and he smack her.
I'm okay with that.
Me too.
I was gonna say, I'm
keep your hands to yourself.
I mean, I'm
Look,
okay
everybody get it big.
I mean, like if a woman's just talking shit and you hit her, no, not right.
But
if she's out there like hitting you, you got a right to defend yourself, and that's against anybody.
No.
Man,
A lot of people say you don't put your hands on a woman under any circumstance.
I don't feel like you should put your hands on anybody. Like if you can't walk away and it's not a self-defense type thing, then and trust
but if somebody
me,
hits you, you're gonna hit them back, man
right.
or woman.
Look, I'm not gonna say I'm innocent. When I was young, I had a super bad temper.
No, that's hard to
Like,
believe.
When you were younger,
It's so hard to believe.
I'm just saying I didn't have the self-control that I had now, and I would haul off and hit men. Like I'm not gonna say that I didn't. I was very volatile in my temper.
yeah.
But if somebody would have really clocked me and knocked me out,
I bet you wouldn't have been doing that.
that's correct.
So that's why we believe.
But I also feel like, I'm not saying that it's right when a man just be whooping on a woman
No,
in the sense of control
No.
and their own emotional issues.
A tit for tat. Slap me, I'm slapping you back.
But in that situation, yeah, I can see. Like, don't put your hands on people. Don't put your hands on people, kids. Like, none of that.
Okay. All right. So nobody's guilty.
I mean,
Is chairman guilty?
I don't think so.
Kritina?
No.
What? I'm not judging your answer. I'm just shocked by it. I thought it was going to be a different one. D. Francis, chairman, he's guilty? Come on, man.
It's hard.
Here we go.
No.
Now we finna pod.
No, he's not guilty.
He's not? What made the decision hard?
Because just the act alone, hitting somebody with a chair, hitting a woman with a chair, it just seems bad.
That's what I'm asking.
But placed in that situation, she was fighting, like you said.
And fighting like
she was a
man.
part of the original group when it was like 6-on-1. So you get what you get.
Okay. All right.
And you?
Chairman, huh?
Not guilty to you? Guilty me? You think he was out of line?
So my personal belief, yeah, I think so. But I also get it. I'm one of the people I understand. Like, there's some melee going on.
Why? Why do you feel like?
What's that?
Why do you feel he's guilty?
Hitting a woman with a chair? Because I feel like, yeah, even though she's part of the scuffle, she's causing minimum damage at most, right? She's not really.
It was an excessive consequence to her
action. I think so.
How does he know that though? He just see her swinging.
Because he won't know that. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you just see a woman out there doing whatever, I'm gonna just push her out the way, shove her out the way. I'm not gonna hit her with a chair.
So what if she was fucking Lala Ali out there fighting?
Lala Lee, I think this
whipping ass.
I think Lala Lee
with the chair.
I think a Lala Ali punch will probably feel just like a
First
Kritina
of all, that
punch.
woman named Layla.
Nigga,
You know what I'm talking about?
Lala.
You know who I'm talking about.
Listen, salute to Layla Ali. We're sorry.
Layla.
Look, we don't want no smoke.
But whether her hits was minimal damage, she shouldn't have been in it. Like,
right. I agree with that.
I just feel like as a woman, if something going on between men, let it be between men. It's not for you to jump in. So you jumped in, you get the consequences. You was beating up. You didn't have no issue beating up on this man.
Again, I agree. But he was just saying, like, why do I? And that's why I say, not guilty. I mean, fuck it. You in there, you get it. But personally, I feel like, you don't hit a lady with a goddamn chair.
It's not like she was sitting down drinking tea or some shit and he went hit her with a chair. She was fighting. She was out there.
I mean,
okay,
but to be fair, by the time he hit her with the chair, the fight was kind of over. She was sitting there. I mean, when you look at it like that, she was really just sitting there doing nothing. The fight was over.
So, man, again, I asked the round table, is chairman guilty or fucking not guilty?
I mean, I'm going to still go with not guilty because you can't say whether or not it's delayed consequences to your actions.
Boy, y'all full of shit. Yeah. All right, salute the chairman, but fuck you. You know you was wrong for hitting that old lady. Salute that lady too, but hey, lady, you need to stay out of that bullshit. So, not guilty?
I say not guilty.
All right, chairman, not guilty. All right, now, I ain't gonna ask about Alabama people. We already know they're not guilty, right? For stepping in and jumping in.
The black people.
Yeah, all the black people. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're not guilty.
Yeah, well, I didn't need to ask that. But
the white Alabama people is guilty.
Oh, guilty. You already know. Y'all niggas super guilty. All right, so.
Know who else was guilty?
That was that.
What bothered me more than the fucking chair? It was disrespectful. I hate when people were saying, we are not our ancestors. I hate that shit. That's disrespectful to me because it's not like our ancestors just sat there and took ass whippings. I mean, it wasn't taught, the slave revolts and all of that, but I hate when people say that.
I think they say that with very little information. I think what they mean by that is like, we're not going to be fucking bullied and cause like when you see old video of people back in the day, all you see is them being like beat up and bullied.
Because that's all they show. And
right. I agree. I like that. Our ancestors were strong. Like what they went through, we couldn't. This pussy ass generation,
man, please.
We couldn't deal with half of that.
Be on their phones and in the field.
Man, I can't believe I can't believe he just beat me.
But this generation is not even as strong as our generation growing up. Like
that's what I'm saying.
You would fight in the street and
But every generation thinks that of the previous generation. I mean, my parents are like, they thought that we were the end of the world because we weren't like them. You know what I'm saying? And we're seeing what our parents saw. Like, it is getting softer. Every year, every generation is getting softer than the one before.
You think? You got niggas walking around in dresses and shit.
No.
It's not getting softer?
I mean, but there was motherfuckers in dresses in the 70s and 60s, too. So let's not, there were motherfuckers in blouses.
It's not new under the sun.
So whether it's new or more, which one are we discussing here?
Now we have more visibility.
So you telling me that just because, I agree, we do have more visibility. So you think that it's the same amount of little niggas in dresses that it is? Thank you. So let's stop. Let's stop playing like we don't know that.
But it's definitely more. But the thing is,
so that would make it softer.
What's different now is we have access to seeing people all over the world, all over the East Coast, West Coast, South, where, it's not hidden anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like one picture goes viral. Everybody sees, he's wearing a dress. So 100 million people saw this one person with a dress.
Let me ask you a question. In your son's school, how many of the children, and I know you don't know the answer, but I mean,
I'm sure I do. I know everything.
You fucking do. Man, let me give you a ding for that. God damn it. How many of do your children talk to you about like gay kids at school?
Yeah, there's a few of them that dress up like little boys that dress up like kind of girls and stuff like that.
Really?
There's a
Now,
few
was that a thing when we were in school?
No.
So softer or not softer? Like, what are we talking about? This shit is different. This is a different shit. This ain't got nothing to do with visibility. It's more of this shit going on out here.
I think it's
just
more acceptable.
It's more acceptable.
I don't think there's more gay people now than there were then. I think it's just more. It's just out.
Well, I say
first of all, I don't
I say
agree with that, but go ahead.
visibility because of the thing representation matters. People are more comfortable doing it because they visually seen it to be acceptable now when before things was so much
Bowed in.
taboo.
All right, I think we're talking about two different things. So I feel like what y'all are giving me reasons why it's softer. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this shit is softer. It's more of the soft shit out here.
But I think it's soft across the board, not just homosexuality. I think people in their feelings, people feeling offended,
All that's
people
soft.
in their entitlement.
Soft.
Yeah.
Soft.
You can't get paddled at school. You
Soft.
can't. There's no discipline. The shit is softer.
You know, it's softer.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, like, that's all I'm saying. So, do we agree that it's softer?
No.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm in agreement with you that it's softer.
Okay.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, people dressing up in dresses and being gay and feminine is nothing new. I think it's just
No,
more.
that was just one example. I didn't mean to.
But you're all right. They are softer. Everybody's a little softer than what it used to be.
I mean, I want to be soft right now because I want to know why Eliseo got a ding for thinking he know everything when
'Cause it's
we
the
know
truth.
he don't.
Shit.
All right, the ding that Kritina got, I'm taking away. So
She a hater.
it's 0. We do not allow hate here at the We Solemnly Swear
That is
podcast.
not hate. That is not fair. Much as Eliseo be crying
what I'm
about them
saying?
dings.
Kritina is now at a -1 ding. So your next ding will put you at 0. And please keep talking. All right. So
What's the question though? Does softer equals worse?
what you mean for a generation?
Yeah.
Absolutely, especially for people talking about we're not our ancestors. Nigga, our ancestors weren't soft.
Right.
So
I need to
absolutely.
put this book in a group that I'm reading.
What's the group?
American Negro Slave Revolt, so people can realize what they were going through and what they were doing.
No, thank you. I will not read that.
Not you, black
Right.
people.
Oh, got you.
Okay. So, man, where were we? I don't even know. We started talking about these soft ass kids. I lost my train of thought. All right. So yeah, that's to his point about them people talking about our ancestors. We don't play that shit. Don't say that shit. We're not our ancestors. No, you're not, because we don't have to deal with half, a quarter, a fucking a nickel's worth of what they had to deal with. Like, nigga, don't. That is disrespectful.
That is.
It
I
is.
hate it.
You know, it is.
Totally.
It's. But this is a disrespectful era. Anyway,
You wouldn't have what you have if it wasn't for our ancestors fighting back and fucking going through what they went through.
I think it's natural just to disrespect people that came before. Look at, he brought up the Melly Mel shit, right?
That shit was terrible.
Yeah, the Melly Mel shit got just trashed, and people clowning Melly Mel, dog. And it's like, do y'all know where the fuck rap even came from?
Right.
Like, we wouldn't even be here without a Melly Mel. But that's what we do. We disrespect people who come before us, and I think it's
They
crazy.
disrespect Tupac, Biggie, all that shit.
Martin Luther King,
They're like,
they put-
fuck that. Martin
You
Luther
know
King
what?
with chains on and shit. It's
Not even that. Speaking of that, that is one thing that irks my nerves. Like when it becomes MLK Day. Now I don't know who in their right mind thought it would be so cool to put him on the flyer to
Right.
promote a party.
I hate
you know who
with bullshit.
this
niggas,
generation.
little
This
niggas.
generation.
And I'm like, that is so disrespectful to his name, his legacy, his family. Like,
Yeah, but who cares? People don't care,
They're still partying on MLK Day,
right? And they still gonna keep doing it. And guess what?
and they're still gonna get robbed on MLK.
One person
Boulevard.
gonna do it, and another person gonna do it, and then it becomes a thing, and it has become a thing now. Now you see multiple.
it's so disrespectful. They be having like women twerking on him.
Right,
It's just
right.
so disrespectful.
But look at you laughing when you saying it though. You know, because
No, I'm,
She's probably done it a few times.
no, never.
you twerk on MLK.
No.
Salute to Kritina for twerking on MLK. Look, you got a ding.
It wasn't like a ha ha laugh. It was just like this
The
shit.
nerve of them.
Yeah, like this shit's so disrespectful.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's funny, and is it not funny?
I just feel like what's funny is like as a race of people. Right?
Yeah.
Because I can only speak for us.
You can't speak for the Mexicans?
No.
Because Mexicans are respectful, goddammit.
Okay, whatever.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts, but it's some truth.
I know.
That's why it hurts so bad.
I just feel like sometimes, like some of the stuff that we do to each other is mind-boggling.
No, it ain't.
It's mind-boggling when other races see it too, though.
I can, man. I try my best to look at shit from another race's point of view. I would look at black people so terribly if I looked at it from a different point of view. And how could you not? Because you look at these people like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
No, I do look at us like that too.
But what's wrong with us is our people were enslaved for centuries. That shit just does not just dissolve and everything just goes back to normal. There is years and years and years
still segregated in what 40, 50 years ago.
Well, what's actually crazy is we're still segregated in some. When you really look at cities, most of the time in cities, there's still this railroad track where the white people stay on one side and the black people stay on the other side.
It's not like that here. But the thing
it's
about
not
it,
here in Houston, you know,
But other places are. Like,
yeah, but I don't know about
New Orleans.
you go eat.
Baton Rouge, like
go to any
there's a
southern-
Black people live here, white people live there.
there's a clear distinction in Baton Rouge from where LSU is and where Southern is.
Right.
yeah.
When I've been to Kentucky, when I've been to like Mississippi, when I've been to like all these Alabama, all these southern states, the black people stay on one side,
Right.
the white people stay on another, and there's no mix. It's completely segregated.
It's
Yeah.
like that a lot. But even if you look at Houston, even though we're a melting pot, you still know where a lot of Asian people stay. You still know where a lot of Hispanics stay. You still know where a lot of Africans stay. And like even in the suburbs, things are mixed. But when you actually look at you clearly know where to go on what side of town to get what you need.
I feel like Houston is pretty good though. When I first moved to Houston,
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck?" I go to a club, it's black people, it's white people. I'm like,
Man, people say that.
Man,
It's weird because I'm from here, so I never knew that. You know, I
even
just
in high
thought it was
school,
normal.
Y'all have like white friends and all of that. I had out of 700 people in my class, 2 white people. You didn't see white people. You would think it was the 50s.
So many white people
I mean,
think it was in class of 99, you think?
I just want to say, in Really Rich, it was not that many white
I
people.
think it might have been like 4 or 5 of the motherfuckers.
And to be honest about that, it's really because they wanted their kids to get scholarship opportunities by going to minority schools. So it was very few, because really like Missouri City back in the day was nothing but blacks and Hispanics. And you would have like a sprinkle of Asian kids. But again, they had the opportunity to be valedictorian and be top 5% of their class where they can get scholarships. And that has been a con that people been running for a long time as far as
I was
that.
I was fortunate enough when I went to school to Terry. It was very mixed. You know, there was portion black, portion Hispanic.
Child,
portion
people
white.
ain't even know y'all existed out there.
Shit, let you tell it. let you tell it. But out of Richmond, Rosenberg, there's a lot of successful people. There's a lot of business-minded people. But we were very much a melting pot. It wasn't like, blacks against whites. Everybody kind of got along. It wasn't segregated like that for us.
No, I can see that, I'm just saying where I went to high school at, Really Ridge High School, like the area around it, where people stayed, was nothing but black and Hispanics. I'm not saying it wasn't Asian people who stayed but it was very few.
Because it was nothing to see like a country ass white dude hanging out with with a black guy or like I said.
Culture shock, man. When I came out here, I'm telling you, I was like, "What the fuck is going on out here?" Black people and white people mingle? I never saw it.
And even though I was raised here, I got the culture shock when I went off to college at a predominantly white university, because I had never seen that many white people at one time. And all the things you're kind of taught as a kid about white people, you hear, but you don't see. And that's when you get to see the privilege. You get to see that what things apply, what rules apply to you don't apply to them. And you kind of learn, like that was the first time I ever felt segregated, because it was a handful of minority kids at the time when I went to SFA, and it was majority white. But I'm just saying, like, that was the culture shock for me to know that where I grew up was not the real world.
Right.
No, people live in their bubble. And that's a dangerous thing to just be in a bubble. Because once you get out that fucking bubble and you come to the real world where, not everybody thinks the way you do, and you got to adjust.
Yeah.
So back to the point about other races seeing black people, right? The way that they view black people. As I said, I try to look at a lot of things from those perspectives. Even that Alabama thing, from your perspective, how do you view that? Like the celebration aspect of it, not the actual event, right? The way that black people, because I know you saw online, like that shit has been, you couldn't miss it, right?
Right.
Do you feel that the Hispanic community respects it or looks at it like kind of silly?
I mean, I don't think they look at it as silly. I think they look at the silly part was how much y'all, like, I think they enjoyed the whole action and the whole chair and the whole memes like everybody else. But the way y'all celebrated it is on a different level. Like, it was like this pride, like it was like so prideful. And I didn't see it like that. I didn't see it like it's such a prideful moment. I just thought it as a just moment,
I agree. I didn't see it that way either. But I understand it. And maybe people from the Hispanic community probably don't understand it. That would probably be the difference in how we look at it. I can see it the same way. Like, I'm like, this is not really some shit to just really super celebrate like that. But I get it. We fucked up. Our people are fucked up. We've been fucked up. We've gone through a lot. So to see a display of unity, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And that's so sad to say. Like, this is the display of unity that we get to celebrate. So a fucking fight.
I saw somebody get a tattoo of the chair and that date and said, Alabama will never forget.
That's pathetic. That's just crazy. That's just pathetic, man.
But I also think too, like, listening to you talk, I think it was more so like, for so long in the news, we've been seeing white people getting away with stuff. Like, they could do stuff and nobody in that moment has taken action. And I think the sense of pride was more so that other people came to help. Instead of watching, being on their phone, people was like, this shit is absolutely wrong and I'm stepping in.
Right.
When we haven't really seen that in other things. People have protested, people have, after the fact, but in the moment to see this happening, people stepped up to say, you know what, enough is fucking enough. Like, this is wrong. The man is doing his job. And I think that's where the sense of pride came in and the togetherness. Because
I totally get it. But to the extent I'm like, bro, we got real issues in our community.
It was bigger than a fight, though, I think.
Of course. That's how people took it. All right. Well, I didn't mean to go back to Alabama, but I mean, it kind of sprung up on the topic that we were talking about. All right. So let's talk about something totally different, if y'all don't mind. So Wayne Brady has announced that he is
pansexual.
Pansexual.
Nobody give a fuck about Wayne Brady. I don't even know why he's in the goddamn news.
Because he's pansexual.
And what does that mean? What does that exactly mean, that you're pansexual?
Why the name Pan? Where did Pan come from?
Shit, you can
I don't know, but I know it means that you're attracted to everybody.
So that's bisexual.
I mean,
well, bisexual is only you like boy and girl.
What the fuck else is there?
Oh yeah.
Well, pansexual means that
Quit making sense. Okay, yeah, I'll stop making sense.
You're attracted to everybody, whether they are non-binary, whether they're.
What is non-binary? That you don't identify as a man or a woman?
Okay.
Why do we talk about this shit every week?
Because it's
always
news.
in the news.
Because it's always in the news, which is why Trump is going to win the presidency in 2024, by the way.
Right.
I'll give you what Google says. So Google says pansexual is an adjective that means sexually or romantically attracted to people regardless
Trump,
of
by the
their
way.
sex or gender.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still don't understand what that means.
So I guess he likes anything and everything, whether you're a cross-dresser, whether you're
tri, hetero, trans, whatever.
He like who like him.
Even if you're a hermaphrodite, he's good with it.
Okay.
But that's not.
Why though? Why did he come out and say this? He just came out the blue and said this?
No.
I guess he just woke up and just like, you know what? Let me just tell let me tell America I'm pansexual.
But you know what? But I think that's my view on it. I don't understand why people feel like they have to have the need to say what their sexuality is or their sexual orientation. Let me say that. Why? Like, if you want to be accepted,
because they haven't been relevant in a minute, so they figure they can drum up some.
It worked. We're talking about it here on the podcast.
That's why they do it. I mean, when was the last time you talked about Wayne Brady? Fucking the Dave Chappelle show from the skit?
Let me tell you though, Wayne Brady is talented like a motherfucker. Did you hear the album he put out?
No.
Like a while. Go listen to that shit.
He is talented.
I feel like it's a lot of super talented people, but why do we feel the need to have to tell people what our sexual orientation is? Like, if we want people to just see us and admire us as people, right, for who we are, our contributions, why do sexual orientation always have to come into play?
Because it gets you news. It gets you fucking relevant for the time being. Like he said, when last time we talked about Wayne Brady? But hold on. What's that nigga that goes to the fucking award shows to dress like a woman?
He always talk about this dude.
What's this? The bitch ass nigga?
Billy.
Billy something. What's his name?
I was on the.
He was just in the news.
He was just in the news for something, crying
Billy
about
Black,
about the writer's strike. He was in the news about the writer's strike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he had to
Sell his house.
yeah.
nigga. Sell them dresses, my nigga.
Billy Porter.
Billy Porter. So this weak ass nigga was in the news crying, saying that he had to sell his house and saying that he's living check to check. I'm like, bro.
Welcome to America.
Right. Nigga, go sell some of the Versace goddamn dresses you got, my nigga.
But I do feel like the writer's strike in Hollywood, it is. I get why they're striking. It's a very valid
they were making
reason.
pennies.
Right.
But I also,
that's a hell of an industry, by the way.
But I also think too, like it kind of opens the door of a conversation we had before on a previous show. Just because people are celebrities don't mean they have the money we think they do. They're banking on their next check to come in.
Right. It's not a steady job. It's not like a like we consider it like a normal employment, right?
Right.
But a lot of people don't know that. People just see people to be rich
because people think that
rich.
they do a movie, they make $1 million, and that's just not the case. A lot of times it's just $30,000.
Everybody's not an A-lister.
Yeah.
But even
is he an A-lister? Billy Porter?
No.
Why does nigga be face front every goddamn
I wouldn't
thing?
say he's not an A-lister, but he's definitely not a B-lister. Like he's
a C-lister.
No, like he.
Name one movie he was in.
Don't ask me. You know I don't never know stuff like that.
But now, all right, now name one movie Will Smith was in.
I mean, but
I can because he's an A-lister.
He's not an A-lister.
It's right. So he's
not even a B-lister.
I mean, I know. Like Billy Porter definitely was in Pose, and that was a really good show.
That shit sound like some bullshit.
But I mean, he's done Broadway. I'm just saying, like sometimes I feel like we minimize people's talents because you might not know.
Not minimize, but
an A person everybody knows, and he's not an A.
Right?
He's not
is he in the same class as Will Smith? That was a good point he made.
No, but a lot of actors are not in the same class as Will Smith.
But we're talking about A-listers. That's my actors. We're talking about A-list people.
Well, people know him.
Not a lot.
So he would probably be a C,
people know Eliseo.
Right.
Is he an A-lister?
He's a C-lister.
Definitely an A-lister. You know?
All right. Yeah, I just saw that. I saw the nigga, he jumped out. Because that's another thing, too. Who asked you?
He always be trying to put his opinion in.
But that was to the Kritina's point, why people put their sexual shit out. Same reason people put other shit out. They relevance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I do feel like social media has gotten to the point people be saying and announcing shit that I just be like, what? Like, why?
Like, who asked you that shit?
No, nobody gave a shit.
And then you get mad because people criticize you and judge you. I'm like, but you
put it out
there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, man, people crazy. Oh, speaking of some stuff that got put out there. So our favorite president, Barack Obama, clearly, I ain't gonna say clearly, but apparently wrote a letter to a young lady in the year 1982. And he expressed, I guess, some kind of like him imagining that he makes love to men.
Yeah, something about Vogue or one of these magazines uncovered an old letter that was written to an ex-girlfriend of his, and I guess that letter was in possession of somebody that did a biography of Obama, and didn't put it in the biography because he didn't think it was relevant. He didn't, maybe thought it was true to it. So they just picked up on the story that, hey, it was out there. He didn't put it on there. And the rumor on the other side of the aisle, on the Republican side, is that Obama's married to a man. That
that just further pushes this whole narrative that Michelle's a man.
That Michelle's his name is Michael, not Michelle. And
I know
they love,
y'all better stop talking on Michelle Obama.
And they shit. If she ran for president, she could easily win. Hands down,
right?
But
hands down,
she could easily win. But
you know why? Because people will want to vote for her, unlike the nigga that's in there right now. But
because she's able to
get votes.
She carries herself well. That's what it is.
She's likable. She's
smart,
relatable.
She's qualified. She has education.
Qualified.
She's energetic.
And she's
everything the motherfucker right now.
And she cares about the issue.
And she's an attractive woman at the end of the day. And I mean, and that actually helps. I mean, if she's ugly, you know what I'm saying? People don't want to vote for you if you're ugly. And she's actually a beautiful lady.
And I don't need people talking about Barack either. Because I'm like, if you ain't put it in the autobiography, then don't fucking talk about it. And if you can't find no truth in it, what somebody did at 21, it ain't none of your motherfucking business.
I'm just curious to see if like the young lady supposedly he wrote that letter to comes forward and say, yeah, it's true, it's not true. So it's it's a kind of a rumor deal. But
what y'all think? Y'all think it's true? Obama wrote a letter telling the girl he imagines making love. Why you gonna tell a chick that? But go ahead. Well, you think he did it?
That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. Like, at what point would you tell the person you're dating, like, I fantasize about, fucking dudes? Like, I don't think that's something that you really like share with the chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I'll say I don't think it's true, and I'll tell you why. And it kind of along the lines of what Eliseo is saying. Back when he was 21 in the time, I don't see anybody, especially black men, being that expressive about their sexuality. When you look at the time and when he was 21, I don't see him just openly saying this to someone, let alone putting it down on paper. Maybe if he had those thoughts, true or not, he didn't act on them. I just don't
see that. That would be the time when he'd be in Harvard, right? I mean, he went to Harvard Law and all that good stuff. I mean,
yeah.
Y'all think Obama dibbled and dabbled in some ding dong?
I don't think so, but I feel like it's possible. If he trusted this person, he probably felt like, hey, I need to tell this to somebody. I don't think he did, but I mean, it's possible. If you trust somebody,
what you think?
You just may write him a letter saying that. I don't know.
I mean, there's just a large population that you guys are, bisexual.
God damn.
Ooh, black people.
Motherfucker looked right at me and said that shit. Hold on.
Just the truth. What do you mean tell you?
I mean, I think personally, I don't care. Like, if he was or he wasn't.
No, I don't either. That's why I talk about it so casually.
Right.
It doesn't. I don't give a fuck. I mean,
it doesn't change anything.
But a lot of people a lot of black people. This is what I'm telling you, man. This Trump shit is real. A lot of black people, first thing that they say is, yeah, and all he did was give rights to the LGBTQ. It plays into that narrative perfectly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It plays perfectly into that narrative. And a lot of people are responding that way. When I look in the comments, the first thing I see is, yep, y'all act like y'all surprised. All he did was give the LGBT community, blah, 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 So,
and guess who put that message out there?
You already know who did that.
But I also,
them motherfuckers are ruthless.
Right. But not just him, even like to the Wayne Brady story, like, I do think that in the black community, we do have to have that conversation that a lot of men are possibly bisexual. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying I do think it's a conversation that men have not had the space, black men especially, to express what their sexuality is.
Okay. I don't know.
And
it's just one of the things. It's just
online about that.
It's one of those things that, like, for whatever reason, it's just hard for me to truly just believe that shit. I just came up in an era where, like, that shit was just like, nigga. I don't know if I should say this shit on the fucking, but I keep it 100. I get that weak ass shit the fuck on somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I also tell you all the time as a woman, like, you grew up in an era like that, and I grew up in the same era. But I do know men express different things to women than they do to each other based on their comfortability of how it's perceived men should be.
Well, clearly Obama's doing that. Nigga was like, I like these niggas.
but it is a lot of men who have been down low for so long because they haven't had the opportunity to have that space to have that conversation. I'm not saying it's right, wrong, and different.
You don't have to look at Francis when you say that.
Look right at him.
You're like,
God damn, that's my boy, man. Don't do my boy like that.
I'm just saying that it's a very real thing that we kind of overlook in our community because of what you said. Like, men are supposed to be tough. They don't show emotions and this, and some of that has been detrimental.
All right, let me ask the roundtable this. Are we ever going to get to a point where none of this shit just fucking matters? Like, who cares, right? Let's just say men want to go fuck around with some other dudes. Women want to fuck around with other women. Why do we care?
I think it's going to change eventually.
And then when I say we, I just mean in society, just period. Like, why is it a thing?
I think it'll be more normalized, and at a certain point it'll be diluted, like to where nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, the bad thing is we're probably still, a generation or two away from.
Oh no, we're not there yet. Because clearly you can
50 years from now, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just saying because clearly you can still just come out and just say, hey, I'm pansexual, and it's news. You know what I mean?
Right.
So even with this Obama thing, like I said, I don't care, right? I talk shit. I make jokes. I ain't gonna never not do that. But honestly, I don't care. If Obama, and salute to Obama, if he, dabbled in some ding dong, I don't care. It doesn't matter. What does it change? Does it change anything?
No, not to me.
Doesn't change nothing. So, whatever. All right.
Make an issue out of anything. You know that.
Masterful. Masterful. All right. So I saw y'all sent me something in the group earlier today that this little kid named Lil Tay was dead, and her brother apparently. Then it came back that Lil Tay is not dead.
It's weird because they were like really big social media people when like social media was kind of like taking off and people were making money. The parents kind of set them up to. Like the mom was some kind of realtor, and she would sell high-end homes, and she would put their daughter in all these situations where it looked like she was making all this money. And because of all this attention, they'd get all these views and make more money. After a while, they kind of got burnt out, and that little girl didn't want to do it no more. And they had some issues with the mom and the daughter, and they stopped posting. They hadn't posted like in 3 or 4 years, according to social media. Okay. And then it came out that the little girl died and the brother. But she came out a day later saying that she got hacked. But some people were saying it was the mom that put it out there to make them relevant again.
Question. Who is Lil Tay? I don't even know.
I just want to ask that question.
No clue. I mean, when I saw the picture...
Oh, wait, so none of us know? Because I don't know.
When I saw the picture, I remember seeing them, like, this was like at the beginning when, like... the
little girl looked familiar. Was she Asian? What is she?
She looks
Hispanic?
She looks half Asian, half white. I don't know.
Yeah,
she don't even look familiar to me.
Yeah, she did look familiar to me. I feel like I've seen her before.
Her story was real big because, like I said, this is the time when like it was just getting monetized and people were making a little bit of money. And the parents made it seem like she was making more and doing more than actually was happening. They were faking it until they made it, and it caught fire, and they made a lot of money in that situation. But when they found out that the mom was a realtor and all these places that they were staging were her clients' houses that they were selling, it kind of fell apart.
So now they're addicted to fame, and then lied and said that she died.
The mom is addicted to the fame.
So she a deadbeat mom,
basically.
Because I mean, like, we never talk about that moms can be deadbeats, but who in their right mind?
Oh, we talk about women being deadbeats all the time. I just don't want to hear about it.
But I'm like, who in their right mind would make up a story and say that their child is dead and tell the world that?
Somebody not in their right mind.
Like, that is super crazy.
It's crazy
women,
people in
man.
the world.
Goddamn women, man.
Irrational.
Damn
that
women.
Shit is crazy as fuck.
Goddamn women. Fucking women. Goddamn women. I tell you. Ain't that right, Kritina?
I don't know, but lately we've been getting the bad end of the stick. Cause I'm
man,
like,
y'all catching some L's over there.
Lie like this, like that. You know how evil and vile you have to be to say your child who sleeps
salute for the demon
in the house.
What was that?
No.
Women. Salute for the demons. All right, so I was gonna say rest in peace to Lil Tay, but Lil Tay's alive, so salute to Lil Tay. Hey, whoever the fuck you are, we clearly don't know. We don't know shit about it. All right, so I'm going on the list here. So flash mob, so 30 plus stealing.
So there was two different, like in California, they were showing these huge, you know what these little flash mobs are, where they like run into these high end stores,
niggas,
and they steal everything they can, and there's so many of them that
so many niggas.
that you can't stop them.
So many niggas.
Oh, this is the one that happened in Beverly Hills.
Well, there was one that happened just earlier today, and they went
today.
50-person one today.
Niggas.
All
of course. Right.
And where these boosters at though? Because I back in the day we used to know the boosters, and now I don't know.
No, we here. No, no, we don't condone that shit.
I still got them on speed dial.
Okay, can you give me that number? Because if you knocking off these ones, I just want to know.
So
like
this kind of plays into the question I was asking Eliseo earlier about viewing black people from outside of a black perspective. When you see this type of shit, 30, 50 niggas in a store running out stealing shit, what comes across your mind?
No, it does. Does it
look bad?
Bad as fuck.
Of course it fucking does.
And I could say that, but I also agree with Francis' point. Like, that's what the news put out there, because I've lived in California, okay? And I've seen Hispanics do some shit too. Like, black, like, it is bad in every race and culture.
Right. They don't highlight other people's crimes, though.
And I feel like other races do some kind of, put it like, oh my God, black people. And I'm like, but you clearly know in your race, there's some bad apples too.
Of
like,
course.
That's
Absolutely.
some bullshit.
So this is why the reason I hate pointing out when black people fuck up is because there are black people who look at me as like a nigga who hates his people.
Uncle Tom.
Right. And that's fine. I don't care. But it's not just that. It's always like somebody trying to tell me something that I don't know, how white media fucks over black people and it has made black people look a certain way for a certain amount of time.
You may know, but listeners may not. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to say, but you got to remember this. You know that.
All right. Salute to the listeners. But hold on real quick. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, me though, even in personal conversations, it happens, right? So it ain't about just really listeners. This is how niggas react a lot of times. The same type of way that she reacted, not reacted, but she responded. We ain't talking about Mexicans. We ain't talking about white people. We talking about what we actually have seen, and we're not talking about the news. We're talking about social media where we see niggas doing this shit. And I'm just saying the perception, why it's that perception, they see it. And I'm pointing at the Mexican at the table. They see it. The white people see it. The same shit that we're seeing, they see that shit. So it's a perception thing at this point.
Well, we're doing the same thing then. We're just pointing out the wrong and the black. We're doing the exact same thing the rest of the social media is doing. News and all of that. We're not saying, we're not pointing out anything that white people are doing wrong, Hispanic people are doing wrong. If we're just saying black people do this, black people do that, we're doing the same thing.
And not just that, like, and the reason why I said what I said is because you asked Eliseo from his point of view of being a non-African American, what it looked like. And I'm like, regardless of what it looked like, as a person, logically, there are bad people everywhere, regardless of race, color, creed, religion. So, and I feel like when other races look at black people, that don't go through their mind. It's like, them niggas is out there acting up. When your own son is stealing, Hunter is stealing shit from your damn company. Like, a crime is a crime. Criminals are criminals. And I think, like, as black people, we get mad and be like, other races are looking at us. But I'm like, other races have a responsibility to have logical conversations to say it's not just black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're right. We know the media does this and that or whatever. But if you know that, regardless of who you are, you should have a logical sense to say, all black people not bad, because you don't want people to think your family bad. And you know what I'm saying? We can say all white people are psychos.
Let me add this. All right.
Yeah.
They talk about how bad black people are, how violent we are, but who has been more violent in the history of this country than white people?
Nobody.
But they don't talk about that. That's what I'm saying. You just point out what black people are doing, but they don't point out.
I think a lot of times what we like to do, man, we like to try to run away from the fucking issue. And that's cool. We could talk about that shit. Nobody's lying, and that's what makes it hard. Everybody's telling the truth.
There can be two or three truths.
But the thing that happens is we ain't talking about that truth right now. The truth we're talking about right now is the shit that we are seeing.
The flash mobs that keep on popping up.
Fuck a flash mob. Let's go online. We see niggas fighting in fucking Waffle House. We see niggas fighting in McDonald's. We see niggas fighting all behind the counters at motherfucking Jack in the Box. And we see niggas fighting all in the goddamn street. We see niggas running in the store stealing shit. We're not talking about a media no more. We are talking about what's actually being put out there. Fuck it. White people do it too. Let's get that out the way. Now let's talk about the problem that niggas are doing. Should I say black people or niggas? Which one?
Nah, it don't matter to me.
I think niggas is a little. Yeah, some people probably be like, look at him. He just talking about. No, but it's black. We have to. How do you fix a problem?
You can't just always blame other people for,
hold
for
on.
the fuck ups that you're doing.
How do you fix a problem? You have to acknowledge it, right?
Face that there is a problem.
Every time I talk about the problem, I ain't talking about me, but every time the problem is brought up, people want to deflect to some other shit. Yeah, well, white people, but it's white people. Fuck them. Salute to white people. But I'm just saying, like, in reality, we have to acknowledge what we are seeing.
It makes other people seem better though when you don't talk about their wrongs.
Fuck what it's
You don't hear
saying.
about the people that are addicted to fucking OxyContin and all that. Go to West Virginia. They're poverty stricken, no jobs, no money, robbing, killing, doing all of that shit too. When you don't point that out, that makes black people seem bad. When we say, man, but you got to look at this too. That's saying, yeah, we're not saying we're not doing bad, but you have to talk about everybody's doing bad.
But it's almost not acknowledged. It's like
I don't think that it's not acknowledged. What I think the people get offended by in that moment is that you're acknowledging it in front of another race of
so
people.
What?
And you're not talking about it in your community. You want to have a vast, you want a vast way of fixing a problem that you're not even addressing in your community or doing something to fix.
I don't think that there's any way to fix it, number one. So let's just say that. We just discussing what we seeing.
No.
There's no fixing this shit.
Because anytime y'all bring it up, you get offended. Like, oh, but never a conversation of what can be done to.
I'm not offended. Me personally.
There's no. I don't personally. I don't think there's any way to fix this shit. It's too far out of control. It's gone on for too long. It's too many people infected with whatever the fuck we infected by. It's not gonna be solved. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. Me asking about perception of other people. I'm just curious of what they see when they see it because nobody really ever asked the question. Where else are you gonna get on?
No, I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, this is not the only platform where people are asking that question to another person of their culture or race in front of other people. And I feel like sometimes as black people, we don't get together to talk about our own shit. Other people be the spokespeople for us, but we don't talk about our own shit in our own community together to try to find.
We never can though, because every time we try to, it's always we get the conversation about other people because we don't want to acknowledge how bad and how fucked up the shit is. That's what I believe. I think we don't want to acknowledge how bad it is, so we always try to
deflect,
make it seem as if other people are just as bad and just as fucked up. And I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I think there is something, and I think it is something wrong with us. We're listen to. And I bring this up all the time. Listen to our music. Look at the shit that's on our televisions. All that negative bullshit is what's going into us. Is the same shit that's coming out of us.
It's changing. And somehow it's changing like who you are or who these children are because that's all they listen to over and over and over.
We can try to run from that shit all we want to, and we can try to make it seem like everybody else is just on the equal play. No, it's not. Hey. The proof is in the pudding. We all see it. You know what I'm saying? We can all pretend.
All right. I've never heard you bring up school shootings like that.
Okay.
Fixing that problem. I don't hear anybody. It's like just that for that week. You don't ever hear anybody talking about that's a white problem. When 90% of school shooters are white. And that's a lot of people that are dying. Mass shootings.
I feel like you're doing exactly what I'm talking about. Like that's the same shit.
Because I don't view it like you. I don't feel like I'm not denying that black people do shit fucked up. I feel like Kritina says. Everybody has fucked up ways, but ours are put on display. And that's bad because that desensitizes other people to when shit happens to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's
everybody's doing that shit.
Do y'all think that I don't think that black people that other people are fucked up too?
Some people that's listening may not.
No, I love you. We love you.
No, but what he's saying is you might logically see that. But it brings it back to my point. Other people don't, and it becomes their way of being.
I don't believe
but
that
it
at all.
becomes their way of an escape to say, "Oh, but it's black people." And
What do you think?
I'm thinking like,
No, I mean because people know that everybody from all races do.
Well, why you don't
shit.
see it or hear it then?
You do hear it. You do see it. You're crazy saying about the whole
Let's watch the news tonight at 10 o'clock, and we're gonna write down what was black and what was white.
Listen, the whole drugs in West Virginia and all those overdose and stuff. That's been on the news, and that's been by white people on the front line about that.
That's not an issue, though. They say that like that's not a major problem.
That's not. Yes, it is. That's
why it's the news tonight and see what they're going to say. All the bad things are.
That's fine.
But
we know.
Yeah, but they're making their problem like with the oxycodone, right? They're acting like it's a drug.
Sickness.
It's a drug problem, and they have mental illness, and they need help. But when it's black people, when they was rushing crack into our neighborhoods, it's like it's a war on drugs, as if we were bringing this shit over.
That's
here.
fine. And but what he's saying is that it was never brought up. It is, and it is brought up.
No, school shootings is brought up and it's something should be done, but nobody said it's a white people problem. They just said it's school shootings and, oh my God, no one care about the kids.
Right.
You know, but when it happened in Uvalde and it was Hispanic kids, people just kind of pushed it aside and overlooked it, and it was like the police force didn't even do their jobs. It matters because there are tragedies, and when there are, you know, black people in the news, people want to talk about all the bad shit they did and bring up their whole track record or they went to jail. But when it's a white person, nobody, it's
post
mental.
A picture of them and their family smiling.
It's a mental illness. I don't know what happened.
No, I agree with you on that. They always
when your fucking kid been killing cats and shit since he was a little kid.
When they do
microwaving cats.
When a black person does something wrong, they always look for the worst picture.
The worst of the worst.
And then when a white person does something wrong, they always find like the day they got baptized or something.
Yeah.
That's why I say that. That's why I say
there
it's
is
hard.
some of that.
That's why I say it's hard to be critical because there are so many examples that you can bring up like that, which we all know.
But the whole that, you know, nobody thinks that only black people is like, we all know that all the races are kind of fucked up. We do know that.
The human race is fucked up.
But I mean, but right now, whatever reason they are shining the light on, you know,
Not right now.
Right now,
Always.
it's been that way.
it's not. Well, whatever.
You're right. Either you see it, it's just how you see it type shit, I guess. I mean, listen, I don't know if y'all have like white people y'all follow on Instagram or like
I got white
that
friends.
shit. Right. You do?
Yeah. I had a coworker. She was talking about, you know, and just talking about stereotypes. She was talking about her boyfriend and all this stuff, and he had kids and he had left. I just knew he was black. I just for sure he was a white man that was out here that was getting young girls, and he liked them young. Younger than him. He was in his 40s. He would talk to them in their 20s. He would get married. He would cheat on them. He had kids everywhere.
Damn, Kritina, what about that said black?
That sounds like all my friends. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that sounds like every man I know. Like, what are you talking about?
But what I'm saying is that's my point about we have been so ingrained about stereotypes and this and this. And when it comes to the black and white issue, it's such a big platform that other races are stepping back because they don't want to be in the line of fire, even though they know that it's wrong.
Okay, listen, all that's fine. Who was fighting in the Galleria?
Oh, they did Macaroni Tony wrong.
Who's fighting in the Galleria? And I ain't talking about Macaroni Tony. I'm just saying who be in there fucking fighting and cutting up all in the goddamn Galleria?
Black people.
White people from Virginia?
Wow.
On meth or
well,
niggas?
First of all, white people in
no,
Virginia
that's not directed at. I'm just saying, just in general, like we gotta stop. Stop with this bullshit.
Like you're exactly saying what he's saying. Like
this shit, we have to fucking talk about this shit, and it's hard to talk about it because every time you bring up where we are falling short or where we're fucking up, like every time it's always met with but. Them and but
no, I agree.
They.
I
and
agree.
I'm like, we ain't talking about them.
I agree as a race, we are fucked up. We have no leaders in our community to stand up. You can't even talk to your neighbor about their children doing something bad. It is bad. You're right. We will probably never, ever be able to fix the issues in the black community. Why? A lot of black people don't even want to fucking change. They can't follow the rules. There's a lot of shit you can say. The home structure is fucked up. Men don't want to be men. Women don't want to be submissive. Whatever you say, like but then there are people who are doing that, who have stable families, building generations.
So a lot of people that's doing that.
Again, it's about perception. You're seeing a small caption of something to say like it's a majority. We do see a lot of small captions of bullshit right? Period, in the Black community. But we also know that it's people who are actually upstanding citizens who've never been to jail, who've only had one wife, who's never cheated, who have kids, that they know who, like, there are upstanding people, but you don't see that because it's not perpetuated. It's not in our TV shows anymore. It's not in our music. But why? Because you let poor people get $1 million on a contract and sell their life to sell out their culture. But we don't.
That's a real conversation.
We don't
right
talk
there.
about that.
Then that's what happened.
The things that are being put out there are also orchestrated by white people or the man, so to speak, to put it in the neighborhood. You can't blame kids for being kids when their parents is twerking their ass and shit. Like, that shit is getting on my fucking nerves everywhere I go.
Oh, finally, we finally.
Finally.
Like, we've always had this conversation.
Yeah,
like,
but it went a little different when we've had it before. Like, I've talked about how dangerous and how fucked up this shit was in the past.
It hasn't been any like, on my side, I've always agreed with you on that. Shit is getting bad. And it's no stopping it. It's a train wreck that you're watching to happen.
Who do you think is making the most money off of Sexy Red? You think Sexy Red is making the most money? Who do you think is making 80% of the money that's coming off Sexy Red?
I know.
and who is Sexy Red influencing?
Young Black girls.
And who's getting rich off Sexy Red? Sexy Red probably get $100,000. Who's making the millions off Sexy Red?
Somebody that don't look like me.
But that's the point.
Is Sexy Red affecting his daughter? Fuck no. That's all I'm saying.
That's my points.
Yeah, but that's all Luke's been saying. That's all the stuff that y'all been fighting him on.
I'm not fighting him. We just point out.
It's just discussion. We haven't
been fighting them on or disagree. What we're saying is, in our community, and I'm just talking about African American, in our community, we fight among this because we don't sit down and take accountability, man nor woman, about what we're doing to our children. You do, but at the same time, what are you doing to change it? You can sit and complain about it, but are you volunteering in school? Are you mentoring? But
it's a difference in complaining and calling out what you see.
But if you want resolution, you have to be part of the resolution.
I've acknowledged it. There's no resolution. There will be no fixing this shit. We just discussing it. I'm just discussing what it is. We're not fixing it. It's not going to be fixed. It's too many. I've said it. I don't
agree with that either.
I know, but typically I don't, because like my dad always says, for every problem there's a solution. This one, unless this is a generational fuck up. This has fucked us for generations. Ain't no fixing that.
That's because people don't want to fix it because money's involved.
Speaking of money, this is just about mentality.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it's about money. I think it's about, just
character. This is about mentality. This is about the things that you're being taught.
It's a poor mentality. Because you don't have the resources or the money to do or know any better. Again,
just like you said about me, you calling it for what you see. What are we doing to fix it?
And I wasn't saying like you in general. I'm talking about.
I know you mean just in general. You're just talking in general.
The thought of, if we're going to fix anything in our community, we have to stand up and be part of. We can't just keep complaining on the sidelines. We have to be able to get in the game and say, hey, if we're going to change our community, and because we tired of it looking like this, we have to start taking action to fix it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good luck with that. Ladies and gentlemen, hell of a discussion. Man, hey, listen, we turn up over here. We talk about some real shit. Like, we don't just have fun and laugh and joke all goddamn day. We also put our people down. Ain't that right? Listen, look, if I can see Francis, look, people out there don't know. They think that you really are. No, man. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
No, it's a good conversation. It is a good topic. It's a hard topic to have because, nobody wants to face, certain things. And it is good that y'all talk about it and discuss it, Man,
I'm going to start highlighting positive Black shit.
We should.
We'll bring y'all something every week because I know a lot of positive, successful. Look, that's one right there. I don't see all of the negative shit. I mean, I see it on the news. I grew up in it, but I'm not around it now, so.
But you do know it exists.
I know it. I've never said it doesn't.
No, I wouldn't accuse you of that. I would never accuse you of that. We all know. But one thing that I never want us to do is get to a point that we get somewhere where it's like out of sight, out of mind, because it's really happening. These young kids that's out here, like we were talking about these flash mobs. That's a shame.
Like how you get 50 people to go in there? Like
that's what I'm wondering. How can you convince 30 people we're gonna go and storm?
But
the logic is we all won't get caught.
That's it. I mean, and they didn't.
But even then, people always talking about the parents. Man, that's what parents. Man, your parents can fucking teach you right from wrong. I think most parents do. I don't know about this generation, but your parents can teach you whatever the fuck they want to. But when you got hundreds of other kids that are fucking fucked up, they can influence the shit out of a kid to go do a bunch of bullshit.
But what happens is, if say God forbid the shop person starts shooting these kids, shooting at them, they're gonna be all up that shot. Oh, why would you? All they're doing is stealing, and they have insurance, and hey, that's somebody's livelihood as well.
And we don't want to talk about that though.
And just imagine if you live in Montana or somewhere up there.
Right.
Nothing but white people. And this is what you see on TV.
That's what I was asking about perception.
That's what I'm saying. Perception is a motherfucker, though.
It is. Perception is reality.
If I go into a store, I used to think when I was younger, when I would go into a store and the store owner's looking at me, I don't like it, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? The last motherfucker that looked like me went here, he stole some fucking shit out of here.
Right.
Some candy.
That's exactly how it is when you go to the beauty supply and the nail shop.
Right. They start locking that shit up. That's
Yeah.
a fucking shame, but they do. All right, look, I'm losing my voice. Anybody want to take it out? Because I can't take it out. I'm losing my goddamn voice.
Well, I want to take it out. I want to say happy.
All right, not you. All right.
You know what? I'm finna keep my happy birthday.
No, cool. I was just joking.
Yeah, in it right
I was just joking.
I was going to say happy birthday. Shout out goes to our very own Mr. Luke.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right.
Week is the birthday of two of probably the best people I do know.
Man, listen, say that again, goddamn.
Regardless of how crazy they are on the show, they're really, really great men, and I do wish you are the very best.
I'm working all week, baby.
Yeah, happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to my brother Eliseo coming up this week.
You too, brother. You too. Happy birthday.
And I want to shout out Caleb. My son Caleb will be 25 on Mr. Luke's
Man, you know what? He has a great birthday. You know what,
so happy birthday, Caleb.
The big 25.
25.
25.
That's a grown-ass man. Shit.
Right, man.
And
boy.
he's taller than all of us in here.
Oh,
Boy. All right. With that being said, listen, we had a very spirited discussion. Listen, we had some more stuff on the list, but fuck that shit. I think we had a very good. It was a good podcast. There was a lot to be discussed. We need to have these type of discussions, and it'll only get better in time. I can guarantee you that. Thank y'all out there for listening land. We definitely appreciate y'all. Thank you, Kritina, for the birthday shout outs. We definitely appreciate that. Thank you for you guys' perspective here at the round table, at the big mighty round table. Right?
We're ending season 2. Season 3 coming up.
Season 3 is coming up. We'll be filmed.
We'll be filmed.
Going forward.
We
cooking, y'all.
We do want to thank the people that checked out the YouTube video. We see the numbers going up. The people that are streaming us. Thank you for sharing us, reposting us. We'd like for you to continue to keep sharing and reposting. I know my friends and family do. I appreciate all the reposts y'all do for me. Continue doing it. Let's grow this. We believe in this podcast. I think it's a great podcast, and I think that you enjoy it as well. So help us continue to provide this entertainment for y'all weekly.
We're coming back bigger and better than ever for season 3. We have some events coming up, all of that.
Yeah, we're coming back bigger and blacker than ever.
All right, here's the season 2. We've made
3.
it through.
Yeah, season 2. Yeah.
We've made it through.
We made it through. All right, so we out of here?
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Thank y'all. We love y'all, and peace.
We out.
Goodbye.